live because this phone's about to die. But we'll get some points in. I wish that we could have a serious discussion about this, but knowing all the haters, they're going to come in with all the hate, and they're not going to be serious. They're not going to have a serious discussion. But I'd like to try for one time. Okay. I really want to analyze Lou for a second. I want to analyze this guy because if you have what's called in life, there's something called common sense. If you have it, then you're going to see there's something rotten in Denmark. You're going to just see it. You're going to smell it. You're going to see it. But if you don't have common sense and you're blinded by this, I don't know what you want to call it, loyalty or just the fact that you love this guy so much. Like you love his, I don't want to say anything that's going to make the video limited because my last 3 lives have been limited or taken down. So I got to watch my mouth here a little bit. But if you love the guys you don't watch so much, okay, then you're going to defend him to the ends of the earth. All right. So why don't we have an intellectual conversation? Do you or do you not agree that Lou's last channel was taken down? Correct? Right. Okay. So I think everyone can unanimously agree that his last channel was taken down. So now there was a controversy going on for a while on why it was taken down. A lot of people were saying that Lou himself took his own channel down because of fears of whatever the SEC, or maybe there was something that he felt could be incriminating, in Lou's opinion, and he was scared and took down his own channel. That was a theory that was going around. But Lou did us all a big favor. Okay, Lou did us all a big favor and confirmed to all of us that it was in fact him. Okay, that was the culprit, and I'll explain to you what he said. He goes, because of my childhood stories, this is what he said. He goes, I guess he meant that there was so much cursing and so much profanity. He said now listen, they took down my channel. So let me explain to you what now, if you have a brain, if you have intellect, if you have common sense. Okay, but just listen, but just ape daddy for 1 second, just for 1 second. Try to limit the hate for just one, bro. Take a day off, take a vacation from hate, and try to have an intellectual conversation. But you won't be able. This guy, Cleators, will never be able to do it. You guys can't take a day off from hate and just have an intellectual conversation. Okay, Lou admitted in his videos, see, Lou's a little bit of an idiot. You understand? Like he doesn't think before he speaks. Okay, see, someone like me, when someone speaks, I analyze and I interpret what they say. Lou said he was the culprit. This is what he said. He goes, because of my childhood stories, in terms of, I guess, the profanity, the cursing, everything that was involved, he said this is what he said, his exact words, took down my channel. He goes, but then he was trying to act like a tough guy, like the rebellious tough guy, where he's like, you know what? I'm gonna tell you my old time childhood stories again, because they could go kiss my okay? And I don't care. You understand? I'm gonna tell my childhood stories anyway. They could go, and F themselves, right? Okay. So let's talk about that for a second. Let's assume that anything that Lou was saying is true for a second, right? Let's assume. Can we just assume? Why would he want to do the same thing, right, that shut down his channel before? Like, in other words, if everything that Lou was saying is true, right, his childhood stories, all the profanity, all the cursing, shut down his first channel, which was extremely, extremely established. You're talking about a channel that had over 80,000 subs, over 73 million views. Why would this guy want to do that again, right? So you could just tell. I mean, any psychologist, anyone in training of the field of psychology will immediately tell you that Lou is creating a lie to cover up the true reason, the real reason of why his channel was shut down. Because he would not repeat, listen to me, he would not repeat the same exact thing that shut down his channel. And anyone with logic and anyone with common sense would figure that out. But unfortunately, there's very few people that have common sense and logic, okay? And they literally believe everything that Lou says. Lou has millions, they believe him. Lou has 2 Teslas, they believe him. Lou has a penthouse, they believe him. So it's like, this is unfortunately the mindset and the brain set of these people. Okay. It's 3 p.m. Okay, and what does that mean? I wake up when I want, I'm a king. I do what I want, I'm a king. Okay, it's 3 p.m. You know what 3 p.m. means to me? It means it's time to eat and time to jump in my $75,000 pool cleat. This guy makes me laugh. You could go to your community pool, okay, where you could go hang out with like 100 200 people on top of you. I could go relax and have a beer, okay? That's what 3 p.m. means to me, brother. Anyway, so continuing, Lou is the man, yeah. You know, I find it to be so interesting how you keep complimenting a man, right, who's a known criminal, who actually stole money from this is facts, stole money from senior citizens, used the money that he made on YouTube to pay it back through the apes who are struggling and suffering. Like we paid back his restitution. And it's like you love this guy. This is definitely going to be a short live because, like I said, I want to go eat and I can't deal with the nonsense. Like it's amazing to me how you defend this guy. Okay. Now, the funny thing is this. He says they took down his channel. So he's admitting to all of us that there is something else other than him. Don't you understand that? In other words, he's admitting he did not take down his channel. He's saying there is another force, something out there that took down his channel. He's calling this force they. They. Okay. So now we have to ask ourselves, who the F is they? Who's they? Right? So it's got to be YouTube, right? Because YouTube is the only force that has the power, other than Lou himself, to take down his channel. Now, again, I'll say it's all alleged. So why would YouTube take down a channel? Now, I'm a YouTuber and I know about this stuff. Okay, maybe you don't know about it because you're not a YouTuber, but I am a YouTuber. They're not going to take down your channel over profanity or over cursing. They're not. Okay. The worst thing that's going to happen in that case, and I made a video about this, is that either you're going to get limited status on your video, meaning that your video will not be to a large mainstream audience, and you don't get paid that much on it because the reason is their advertisers is how you make money, and they're not going to make their advertisers be a part. Very, very small percentage of advertisers will be a part of that video because of the profanity. So it's called limited status, okay? But that doesn't shut down your channel. That doesn't shut down your channel. It just limits the ad revenue that you make. Now, there's no question that a lot of Lou's videos was probably limited, which goes to show you why people had this dream that Lou made all this money on YouTube. Now, he probably made $250,000, I would think, because you have to take into account all of the limited ads that in his case, his videos, a lot of them were limited. Okay, but now moving forward, okay, the only other reason that YouTube is going to shut you down, other than copyright strikes, like if you had 3 copyright strikes or something of that nature, okay, would be if you had something like you get a strike for something that's indecent, like if Lou, was showing off his, you know what I mean, his buns, his sausage, but Lou's not going to do that, right? Lou doesn't do things like that. He doesn't reveal. He doesn't reveal the privacy, right? So that's another reason you could get a strike. Indecent exposure, right? So Lou's not doing indecent exposure. As far as cursing, like I said, it's not going to remove your channel. It's going to just make it limited, right? Or at the worst case, YouTube might just take the video down at the very worst case scenario. So the only option that's left, right? The only option that's left is that YouTube felt there was cheating going on. YouTube felt there was something happening that was fake views, fake subs, you understand? And they terminated his channel as a result of that. That's the only other option, but yet I'll still say alleged. But that's the only other option. See, where Lou basically screwed himself. Where Lou screwed himself was he admitted on a video, he said this is where Lou screwed himself. He said they took my channel down. See, now, if he never would have said that, then we could have kept going with Antonio Miranda's theory. Okay, he's another hater, that Lou willingly took down his own channel of his own free will because he basically, whatever, he was afraid of the SEC. Maybe there were certain videos he felt could have been incriminating because the SEC has been getting down and dirty on other YouTubers, and Lou was afraid. That was Antonio Miranda's first theory, but we have to put that theory to sleep because of Lou. Because Lou, who loves the glue, said, guess what? They took down my channel. They, because of my childhood stories. Okay? Hey, it's Tristan. Hey, what's up, brother? I haven't heard from you in a long time. I don't know if I can do it right after the live stream because we're gonna get something to eat, brother. But we could definitely plan something. Maybe if not, today. I don't know if you're available tomorrow, or if you want to do it today. It just might have to be after we eat or something. You know what I mean? And maybe you have to be because I wasn't prepared for it today, brother. I have to run out right now to eat. But we could do it sometime maybe later today. Can we? Can I text you? Can we? I'll text you and I'll figure out a time that we can set this up. I'll text you. We'll figure it out. Okay. If it's we'll work out a time. We'll figure something out. But good to hear from you. I haven't heard from you in a long time. So, Detective Pikachu, look, you're God, brother. I've made videos, okay, that have if you put all my videos together in the last even year, it's over $50,000 in food. If you put my videos together in the last 2 years, it's probably well over $100,000 in food. So everything you're saying, once again, Detective Pikachu, it doesn't make any sense. Even when I go out to Applebee's, I'm spending more money than the average person. I spend $200. I go to Olive Garden because you have to take into account the tips too. I go to Olive Garden, I spend $200. Okay, if you spend $200 a day on food times 7 days a week, it's $1,400 a week cash. That's $5,600. $5,600 in cash. That's all just fast food, brother. That's a month. $5,600. Applebee's, Olive Garden. Thank God it's Fridays. McDonald's, Burger King. You want to go to bro? I'm a king at Burger King. I walk in, I spend $100, $150. You have to see all the food we got, and I hook everybody up there. You see, you guys don't know, but I tip the employees. I go to the drive-through, I tip them. I tip them inside. They bring me the food because they're my brothers and my sisters at Burger King. I treat them like family. I came close to it drinking a gallon of milk. I made a video on it. Came very close to it. Well, see that's different. Candy is Fuji. Fuji is not fast food. Fuji is a high class, hibachi Japanese steakhouse. So that's not fast food. But what I'm saying to you is like you're referencing to when I go to fast food restaurants, right? Isn't that your point, Detective Pikachu? What I'm trying to make you understand is I think you have everything wrong about when I go to like fast food restaurants. I think you have the wrong conception. Like I think you think I'm Dale. I think that's what's happening here. Like you think I go in and I get a fish sandwich and I don't even get a meal. Like in other words, I don't get the friggin' the fries. I don't get the drink. When I go into like fast food restaurant, normally I'm bringing my son's friend. I'm bringing my children. I'm bringing my wife. I bring food back for my mom. Certain things, even my dogs like, right? Okay, so I'm spending like $125 at McDonald's, brother. Like I don't think you're understanding that. I'm not spending small money. I made so many videos showing I spent over. Do you know? I go out for like here's an example. I go out for breakfast, right? I go to say whatever. It could be IHOP, right? It could be Uncle Will's. It could be whatever it is, right? I spent over $100 on breakfast. So I don't think you're considering all of those things when you make your statements. Like I don't think you're considering how much I spend on breakfast. When I go to the bagel, I make the bagel videos, right? I go get my cold cuts. You understand? The cold cuts alone are like 40, $50. I get, a lot of times I don't film that, but I get my cold cuts, I make my spread. Um, I get bagels, I get chicken salad, I get, everything. I get antipasta, I get like coffee, I get a bunch of drinks, you know what I mean? I'll spend over $100 there too. So it's like you're not taking, when you make a statement, you're not taking into consideration. What's the difference if I go to say Olive Garden, but I'm spending $200? What's the difference if I'm going to Applebee's and I'm spending $200? What's the difference if I'm going to Thank God It's Fridays? What do you think when I go to Thank God It's Fridays? I'm getting a whole bunch of food. I'm getting the Jack Daniel's ribs. I'm getting 2 orders of mozzarella sticks. I'm getting two or three French onion soups with extra cheese. I'm getting the buffalo chicken, the boneless buffalo chicken wings. And then I get the wings to go because my mother loves the wings. My dogs love the wings. Then I'm getting the steak. You know, so you're only saying, oh, he goes to fast food, but I'm spending more money than you. I like to see you spend the money that I spend at Thank God It's Fridays. I like to see Detective Pikachu do that. Yes. Okay. Here's how I can prove that Lou is cheating. And then I'll answer Alex's question in a second. Okay. Let me answer Alex's question first. Am I retired? Well, in the sense of working for someone, yes. But in the sense of, I know you don't consider this work, like Alex doesn't consider this work, but actually being a YouTuber is work. Like I know, like to you, like it's not work because you're measuring it maybe on the money I'm currently making on YouTube, right? So you're probably saying, well, that's not a job. But what you're not understanding is I have enough money to survive. Like I don't need YouTube as a source of income to survive with. So I'm dedicating a lot of my time to YouTube to build up my channel. And even though I'm not making the money that you would consider a job at this point, it's more like a future investment. Like you ever have like a long-term investment where you're not looking to make the profits today, but in terms of a long-term nature. YouTube is a long-term investment for me. It's not an investment in the sense that I'm putting money into it. I'm not spending any money, but I'm spending an investment of my time. You understand? So in that sense, I'm not retired. In that sense, I'm working because I'm working on YouTube. If that makes any sense to you, it probably won't because you're gonna everybody judges things on the immediate. It's like the immediate gratification. It's like, so what are you making on YouTube? Are you making enough money to survive, Apefather? So the answer is no. But the thing is, I'm not depending on YouTube as a source of income to survive. Does that make any sense to you? But yet I'm still investing a lot of time. I'm investing a lot of time into YouTube. So any which way you twist it, it's work. It's work. That's it. It's work. There are people in life who are volunteers. And I hate it when people say, this really upsets me, when people are volunteers and they're volunteering their time from the goodness of their heart. And they'll say they're not really workers, they're not employed. And because they're not getting a paycheck. But wait a minute, but what about their time? What about their effort? What about what they're doing? They're still working. That's work. Look, work doesn't necessarily always have to be that you're making money. Work is just, in my opinion, look, what about lawyers that are pro bono? You understand? They're pro bono and they help people, that are low income families. Okay, what are they not working? I mean, look, work doesn't always necessarily mean that you make money or make a large amount of money, even if you make a small amount of money. Like, I used to always have this discussion. There's people out there like my mom, okay? Ready? Here's a perfect example. When she worked at the Board of Education, she didn't make a lot of money. She made nothing. She made like $15,000 a year. But the thing was, she loved what she did. She didn't have to make a lot of money because my father was the main provider of the house. And she enjoyed what she did and she loved it. And she loved working with the kids. So, so what are you going to say? That's not a job because she doesn't. You can't measure all the times what people make, and then call it a job. And listen, YouTube, just so that you know, could eventually become millions of dollars. It could eventually. Mr. Beast makes over $50 million a year. Okay, so YouTube could, in theory, could become a very, very high-paying job. I mean, Lou makes six figures, right? The one and only Louie who loves the gluey, he makes over six figures on YouTube. So YouTube can, in theory, become a well-paying six-figure or seven-figure or even higher, who knows, right? Job. I could definitely eat 30 hot dogs, yes. No question. No question. 100%. Without even trying. But see, this is the thing, Adam. I'm not a speed eater. I'm not a speed eater. I might be doing a barbecue today. I hate to disappoint everybody, but I'm in the mood for hot dogs and hamburgers and maybe a few steaks. I'm not a speed eater. So if you ask me, can I eat like 30 hot dogs in 5 minutes? No, I can't do it. There are people like, Joey Chestnut. Joey Chestnut ate 72 Nathan's hot dogs, or 73, I think it was actually, in 10 minutes, in a duration of 10 minutes. I can't do that. No, no, I can't. I'm not gonna lie. I don't lie. I'm not gonna tell you I can do something that I can't do. There are certain people that are just trained. I don't know how they do it, that they can eat these large quantities of food in a very, very fast time frame. See now, if I was just sitting down chilling, I'll explain it to you. If I was sitting down chilling by my pool, drinking a few beers, and and I'm just eating, yeah, I'd probably go through 30. I've done it. I've done it before. Like I remember one time my wife told me, I couldn't believe it, right? We bought 16 ham. This was one time. We bought 16 hamburgers. We bought five steaks. We bought the two packages of the family hot dogs, the Nathan's, the 24 each, the big ones. So we had like a large, like a gigantic amount of hot dogs. And what happened was there was a lot of food left over. So when people are not eating it, I eat it. And I remember my wife was telling me, she was like, "Do you realize how much like food you're eating?" Because like I need, because when I'm sitting down and chilling and I'm not thinking about it, I eat a lot. But that's the thing, I'm not thinking about it. Like now, if you put me in a contest setting where I had to eat 30 hot dogs in 5 minutes, I would psych myself out, I would freak out, and I would fail. I would not be able to do it. But if I'm chilling and I'm just relaxing, I'm eating like a champion, man. I have credit cards. I have a credit card, but I'm a cash guy. I like using cash more. I don't know. I mean, you're so everybody's always so concerned with rewards. Look, it's the same thing with the casinos. Listen to me. It's the same thing with the casinos. People think, oh, I'm going to get comps. I'm going to get comps. Look, it all comes down at the end of the day. Remember to just having the money. That's it. That's the bottom line. Okay. Remember, you are paying interest on your credit cards. They're not giving you points for nothing. You're making the credit cards money. People make me laugh. Like they think like credit cards like are free. There's a thing called interest. That's why they give you back. It's basically they're giving you back the money that you're giving them. In other words, they're loading you money for a temporary period of time. You're paying them back their principal, and you're paying them back their interest, which is that's their profit. Okay, and then they're giving you back a percentage of that. So in all honesty and fairness, you're not really getting rewards points. You're getting back the money that in essence you're paying. It's all your money at the end of the day. It's the same thing with comps. Like if you go to a casino and they give you a $400 dinner, you probably gambled $4,000 to get that $400 dinner. Sancho, if the AMC court case gonna have any more surprises in store, you think? Um, I would like to be positive, Sancho, but I believe that the 1 for 10 is going to pass. I know everyone's going to get mad at me, and I'm already psychologically setting myself up for that. I know everyone is hoping for a miracle. I know that everyone is hoping that, I mean, it'd be a miracle. It would be an effing miracle if, for whatever reason, the judge shuts this down. I might have a major party. I'm going to go crazy if she shuts it down. But you know what they always say? Hope for the best, hope for the best, and plan for the worst. So, I mean, that's all we could do with it, right, Sancho? What can we really do with it? Hope for the best, plan for the worst. How much does YouTube pay per video? It's very complicated, Tristan. It's very complicated. It depends on so many factors, brother. You know, first of all, how long is your video? The longer the video, I think the more you make. Then it's about, if your video fits into certain subjects. Is it a limited video, which is going to make you less money? Is it a video that is acceptable by YouTube, meaning that there's no profanity, there's no cursing? There's so many factors. It's hard to answer that question. It's hard to answer that question. Then you have to take into account how long the video is. A short video, which is under a minute, is going to make you a lot less than a video that's over a minute. Like, for instance, if you got 1 million views on a video that's over 1 minute versus 1 million views on a short, I mean, you can't even calculate the difference. You're going to make hardly anything on the short. I remember I saw this video. This guy was like, I got 4 million views on a short video. I think he made $10. Or so he's like, I like 4 million views or more. And then now the thing is, though, if you got a million views on a video that was over 1 minute, it could be $2,000 or $5,000. It depends on, but the thing is, it's very hard to calculate it. It depends on so many factors. I'm not sure why Sophia Knock is saying GAY, but if you're saying I'm happy, that is true, Sophie. I'm very happy because GAY means happy. What's up, Brennan? How you doing, brother? Um, like I said, the regulator, if Lou's channel is vaporized again for a second time, that is the evidence. That is the proof. That is the proof. I hate to break it to all of you. I got to charge this phone because it's about to die. Hold on. You know what I like about Brennan is that he comes here and he appreciates the Apefather. He listened to the Brooklyn song, which I really greatly appreciate that, Brennan. That was very cool of you, brother. And he checks out my music stuff. You know, it's unfortunate that my channel started with all this stock stuff. You know, if I could turn back time, if I could turn back time, I might actually have not done the AMC stuff now because the whole thing was a disaster. I mean, it really was a disaster. You know, we all came into this thing wanting life-changing wealth, generational wealth, and we saw the worst side of Wall Street. We all did. We saw the worst side, this corrupt, disgusting Wall Street. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing, and it turned so many people against each other. You know, we really had something that I was very proud of that we accomplished. We had a movement. It's like, I was out for you, you were out for me. I looked out for you, you looked out for me. And now I feel like we divided. We're divided. That's it. Everyone now feels something different. I think there's apes now who simply don't want to accept that Adam Aaron doesn't care about us. They're still for Adam Aaron. They still call him the silverback. You know, see, like, look, I want to win. I want to win, but I'm realistic. A guy who's making $23-24 million a year doesn't care about us. I mean, I'm sorry. You think Adam Aaron wants the Moaz? And you think he wants to? This is my argument. You know what my argument is for all those people like, Scavenger and all those apes, who are actually for Adam Aaron, right? Why would he want the squeeze? Why would Adam Aaron want the squeeze? He would have to give up $24 million a year. I don't think he wants to do that. You can't say it's my bad idea, WTF. There were 4 million people who invested in music. I'm looking at music. This guy, GK1, in AMC, excuse me. I was reading a comment when I said that. There's 4 million people who invested in AMC. You can't say it's my thing. See, like, I'm not a time person, brother. That's the thing. I could drink two Pepsi liters, yeah. But when you start putting the time thing, that's when I start freaking out. I can't do it. I can't do things. I'm not a speed guy in terms of food. I'm not a speed guy in terms of drinks. But I can consume a lot of drinks and I can consume a lot of food. And I think you could just see that. Bro, I mean, go look up the 150 ounce steak. Go look it up, 150 ounces. An Outback Steakhouse. Look up that, put in a search for Apefather orders the largest steak in Outback's steakhouse history. 150 ounce prime rib steak. I already explained to you, Antonio, there's only one way that we're going to prove that Lou is cheating. Is if his second channel is vaporized. That's it. That's the proof. That's the evidence, right? If his second channel is taken down, then I think all of you have to admit there's something rotten in Denmark. But Antonio, Lou be on his third channel, and Antonio will still be he'll still be defending him. He'll still be defending him, so there's no hope. Hey, what's up, Ace 13? I didn't see you. Kane, I know, man. I put well over 200,000 in AMC, brother. So, listen, I'm with you. Do you want the good news of AMC? All right, look, you want me to keep it positive? I'm going to keep it positive. Okay. AMC has a tremendous brand name. And see, that's the thing that Adam Aaron, he should learn from Donald J. Trump. I keep saying this. See, what Adam Aaron does, okay, is that he doesn't try to capitalize, in my opinion, on the brand power of AMC. And that's why I feel we need a new CEO. We need somebody else. We need somebody who would capitalize on that. Because when you're using brand power, you understand, you don't necessarily have to put up your money. You know what I mean? You could get other people, investors, to put up money who want to basically use your brand. Okay. And then there's licensing contracts, licensing fees, management contracts, equity deals, and all of that could be obtained without Adam Aaron using any of our money or using any of his money. So that's where, see, but here's the good news. He's not going to do that. That's not the good news. The good news is that 30 to 40%, we're getting an increase of people going to the movies. And if this 1-for-10 reverse stock split goes through. I get it. We lose 90%. I don't want to talk about the shares we're going to lose. I want to talk about what we're going to gain. Adam Aron should now have enough money. This is the key, okay, to eliminate and wipe out AMC's debt. He should do it in total, okay? And if he does that, and in theory, we have all of these new people going to the movies and the revenues of AMC is increasing, you have a company now that looks very sexy to Wall Street. You have a company that looks very sexy on paper, fundamentally, which I know that was not the original plan. I get it. I understand that. But it looks very attractive. And you could get a lot more now institutional investors. Pensions funds might want to come back in, even though they're the ones who are suing them, right? But they might want to come back in because it's going to look attractive. So maybe it doesn't turn out to be a home run for us. Maybe it doesn't turn out to be a grand slam, but maybe it turns out to be a single. I'll take a single, wouldn't you? If I could recover all of my money and I could get out of this thing with a little bit of a profit, a respectable profit, I'd be happy. Or maybe it turns into a double for us. Okay, or maybe it turns into a triple. I don't know. But I'm just saying, that's the good news. I just want my money back. Well, like I said, look, the good news is that if the debt is eliminated, fundamentally it looks better. You're going to get a whole new set of retail investors. You're going to get I'm telling you, again, I'm not giving you financial advice. It's entertainment purposes only, but you're going to get a whole new set of retail investors. And you're going to get a whole new set of institutional investors. And you're going to, pension fund. Everyone's going to come back because the company is going to look attractive. And then what's going to happen is slowly but surely, yeah, you could see AMC go into the $100, $200 mark, $300 mark. You know what I mean? It could happen, $500 mark, which is probably what we need to get our money back, right? After losing these shares, if that happens. You're wrong, Space Goat. Ghost, I'm sorry. I thought you said goat. Space Ghost. You're wrong. Listen to me. If AMC has no more debt, I'm saying assuming, if there's no more debt, the revenues are going up, there are more people going to the movies, right? Adam Aron actually uses common sense for once in his life and starts increasing his revenues with concessions and other things, okay? Doing strategic partnerships, starting to think outside the box. AMC could become a success again because it could go right back into the black. It's like ACD, I'm back in black. I hit the sack. I'm glad to know I'm bad to be back. Yes, I said loose. It's too early to hit those notes for me, at least. But you know what I mean? We could go back into the black, baby. I've been doing very, very well with GameStop. So GameStop is definitely up there. MBOT to me is long-term. I know it took a hit. It's long-term. You know what I mean? And I said that from the beginning. I said that everyone breaks my balls, all these haters. I said I considered MBOT to be a long-term thing. Okay, I'm thinking like long-term with it. AMC is what it is. We got to hold with diamond balls of steel. All these other new plays, I can't really give you. I can't give you an opinion on it right now. Like NGL or American Rebel. It just started these things. It takes time. To make a smart hypothesis on it. But AMC is what it is. Got to hold for gold. You got to hold with diamond balls of steel. The best thing for me has been GameStop. So I would probably put GameStop as number one. I understand that, but it's long-term, Antonio. Antonio, long-term. Ugh, this guy. But you can't judge WTF. Listen to me. You can't judge me now. You got to judge me long-term. You're judging me now. What happens when MBOT becomes a $100 stock in 2 years, right? And robotics takes over the medical industry, right? Then you'll see WTF. He'll be gone. There'll be no more WTF on YouTube. The guy will be finished. Okay, you're basing it too quickly. These are long-term positions, right? How much does how much faith do you put into Warren Buffett? Warren Buffett says, "I'll never invest in a stock unless it's minimum of 10 years." That's what he said. He's a long-term guy. I'm not going to disclose how much I have invested. I don't want to do that no more. All right, I really don't want to do it. But I will tell you this, okay? The majority of my portfolio is AMC and GameStop. Okay, that's what I'll tell you. That's it, okay? That's it. That's all I'll say. But bro, you have to understand. Am I telling people to sell? See, WT. You know what it is, WTF? You're not being realistic. Am I telling people to sell? No, I'm not. So, am I telling people to buy? No, I'm not. It's not financial advice. So, if someone got involved at MBOT at the right time, they could. It was a good scout play. They could have got out. Same thing with American Rebel after the split, right? It did go up, right? Okay, so the thing is, technically, these could have been winners for people if they got out at the right time. See, I'm just a different guy. I'm in it for the long term. You understand? I have a very small percentage of my net worth in the stock market, and I want to hold it for the long term. But there are plenty of people, WTF, that got out of MBOT with a profit. There were plenty of people that got out of American Rebel with a profit. Okay, and that's what you're not taking into advisement. You're making it seem like everyone held. I don't tell people when to buy. I don't tell people when to sell because I'm not a financial planner. Okay, but you're telling me that there weren't people who made money on MBOT? People killed it on MBOT. You're going to tell me that there wasn't people who made money on American Rebel? Of course they did. It all depends. It's the same thing with GTII. Listen to me. It's the same thing with Lou's play. Like here's an example. Lou technically called a winner with GTII. Now, if you would have got into GTII at the 60 cents level, the thing went up to like what, $10 or something? Home run play, grand slam play, correct? But Lou was going around telling us, now here's the difference. This is financial. You want to hear what financial advice is? Okay. Lou was saying he felt that it was going to go to $100 a share. It was going to have a two-tier squeeze. It was going to have a two-tier squeeze. It was going to go $100, $200 a share. So everyone held it, listening to Lou, and then GTII fell to the bottom of the ocean, Lou Caprazzi style. Fell to the bottom of the ocean, okay? So how come you're not breaking loose balls about that one? It's funny how no one breaks loose balls about GTII. All right, whatever. Anyway, I got to get going soon, but I'll do a little song here. I don't know if, what's up, John? I don't know if my man Tristan is still here. I got to teach Tristan the blues. That's his left hand. Little blues in the house. I don't spend a lot of money on shirts for me. I spend money. I spend money on my children. I told you. Well, that's just blues, Kane. Thank you. Just a little blues. Every time if I play copyrighted music, then I get like the copyright issues. So I try to play things that wouldn't be considered a copyright, you know. But I love. See, blues comes in all different forms. Like I'll give you an example, right? That's like a kind of like a. Basically, you got 8-bar blues, you got 12-bar blues, and that's the typical tempo. You could do boogie woogie, which could be a medium boogie woogie, or fast. Right hand. So it's like that's, there's all types of blues. I like to do my own. I wrote a song called Monday with the Blues. This is kind of like a kind of bluesy, jazzy tune. Anyway, I could go all day with that stuff. There you go. I never made any money with my keyboard talent. This is not true. I taught piano lessons over the years. I made a tremendous amount of money as a piano teacher. I played gigs all over the place. Um, so what you're saying is simply not true. I've made money playing music. You know, not true. I used to survive on piano lessons, all right, when I was a kid. Not true at all. And music is not always meant to be, about money. It's about a pleasure in your life. You know what I mean? It's a passion. Performances too, I made money. In Brooklyn, I was hired actually to do a major, major show. Okay, it was a gigantic show in Marine Park. You could look it up on the computer, and thousands of people came, and I made a tremendous amount of money. Okay, and at the time, this was before the internet. This is when people were buying CDs, and I was signing CDs, and people were paying me $20 a clip for my CDs. I made money from performances, sure. And the regulator, I'm still young. All right, I'm not an old man like you. What are you, like 90? Okay, I am sticking with it. I'm doing it right now. Sticking with it means you still do it, correct? I am doing it. Okay, this is actually better than a gig. This is the whole world. You know what I mean? I'm introducing my music to the whole world when I'm on YouTube. All right, so I am still doing it. But listen, I'm gonna contact you, Tristan. Let me just get something to eat. We'll set something up for a piano lesson. And as far as everybody else is concerned, I will be back like Arnold Schwarzenegger. But I gotta run. I gotta take a shower. I gotta get something to eat for the fam. So God bless. It's always V for victory, baby. And remember, all of my live streams are not financial advice. They're not financial advice. I am not a financial planner. It's all entertainment purposes only. All right. Take care. Brush your hair. See ya. Hate to be ya.